Hello, doing a little album ranking here. Well, is it an album ranking? Could be. It's more of an album snapshot. I'm just picking a specific place and time for a band. As you can see by the thumbnail, that band is Squeeze. Squeeze, the most underrated pop band of all time. Difford and Tilbrook, the main songwriters. The new Lennon and McCartney. Never really got their due. Never really had the hits. Big in England. That's like an old adage. Big in England, but not here in the U.S. Nowadays, I don't know. I guess their songs are probably still popular in little, I don't know, probably commercials, movies, I don't know. Whatever. So, Squeeze, English rock band. They came out of the United Kingdom, late 70s. Like I said, the majority of their material was written by Difford and Tilbrook, guitarists and vocalists for the band. They were around, I think, from like 77. Then they put out their first album, I believe, in 78. Yeah, they're just a cool band. This is one of the bands I remember from the late 70s, early 80s that we used to always have on at parties and stuff. Just always heard the songs. It's like them, Pretenders, Van Halen, just a couple other bands like that. They were just always there. Dire Straits, which I'm going to be doing soon. These bands, the Police, these were always groups we always had on, listened to, Supertramp, Neil Young. And of course, all the old favorites, but whatever. In the late 70s, that's the music we listened to, early 80s. Joe Jackson. So I'm going to go through the little repertoire of albums here. Now, their first album came out in 78, March. Didn't do anything anywhere. Didn't chart anywhere. Then he had Cool for Cats, which actually went gold, I believe, or silver in England. It says that was released in April of 79. Now, it had Cool for Cats on there, had Up the Junction was on there. There's some cool songs on there. But I kind of got into them with the release of this gem. This 1980 album, Argy Bargy. Argy Bargy. Argy Bargy came out in February of 1980. Look at that, 42 years old next month, this record. Now, this had Pulling Muscles from a Shell, Another Nail in My Heart, If I Didn't Love You, I'd Hate You, If I. It's great album. Vicky Verky, There at the Top, I Think I'm a Go-Go, Pulling Muscles from a Shell. Great album, good stuff, man. Then they followed that up in May of 1981, a little over a year later, probably with their biggest album, one of their biggest albums they ever had one of their most iconic songs on here. That would be East Side Story. Now, they had a new guy in here, Paul Carrack. See, Jules Holland used to be in the band, too. Jules Holland, he left the band and went on to, I don't know, there's like TV shows in Britain now. Kind of like a quasi-celebrity type. But Paul Carrack, who actually sang the song, Tempted by the Fruit of Another. Ooh, Franco, it's terrible. Anyway, I don't care. Tempted. In Quintessence. That's a great one. Woman's World, Is That Love? Mumbo Jumbo. Right here. The great video for the song. I don't even think it went top 40. And Tempted is one of the most iconic 80s songs ever written. One of the most iconic new wave. One of the most iconic pop songs ever written. Never hear about it. But there you go. This was their fourth album, but the ones I'm reviewing here. So... okay, and then next up we had Sweets from a Stranger. It came out in May of 82, right here. Okay, Now, I think Paul Carrack had left the band at this point. Let me see. Yeah, now they had Don Snow. Paul Carrack, who is, I think he's like an artist in his own right. I'm not pretty sure he did some other popular songs. Can't think of them off the top of my head, but whatever, you can look it up. Sweets from a Stranger. Black Coffee in Bed, Big Signal. Another big pop song. Not on the charts in the US, of course, but just a memorable song. A Black Coffee in Bed, I've Returned, When the Hangover Strikes, Stranger Than in the Stranger Shore, Out of Touch. Great. They just put out new wave pop jam albums. Very well produced, the writing's insightful. It's often written like in a first person retrospective. It's cool. And then we had this album which came out. They took a little break for about 3 years. Then we had this gem. Boom! Right here. Cozy, Fun, Tutti Frutti. Which is a play on Mozart and Little Richard. I think it's Cozy Fun, something or other. It's an opera by Mozart, and then Tutti Frutti. Oh, Rudy. This is my favorite album by them. Obviously not a big seller. There were no big hits on here, but every song is fantastic. I actually saw them at a club in New York City on this tour. It was at a club called Avenue A. Yep. It was down on the Lower East Side. It's called Avenue A. Big club. Very seedy area at the time. I went to this with a couple of friends. I think I went with my friends Sue and Tom. Tom met us there. Me and Sue went and actually saw the Thompson twins earlier that night. Whatever, that's a whole other story. But, yeah, it was in, I remember walking by Squeeze's dressing room. Dude, they had a mountain of cocaine like this. It's like a big pyramid of it right on a table. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that's what it was. I don't know. Just stuck in my mind. But on here, every song is good. The song, the hits of the year, was like the single, didn't really go anywhere. King George Street, I think, was the other single. But everything on here, top to bottom, is great. Then they released a greatest hits album, which had Annie Get Your Gun, which is a really good pop song. And then in 1987, they put this one out, Babylon and On. Let me see who was in the band at that point, because they keep changing around. Their keyboarders are like the drummers in Spinal Tap. They come and go. Different in Tilbrook. Jules Holland's back. Jules Holland's back. See? Except he's not Jules. He's Julian Holland. So they're back. Back the original lineup, I think. Yeah. Anyway, this is a good album, man. This is a good album. Hourglass is a great song. Striking Mattress, Cigarettes of a Single Man, Waiting Game. This song on here, number 5, 853-5937. Kind of like that Tommy Toot. This is the second time I've seen an actual phone number of 867-5309. Was that Tommy Toon? But this one's 853-5937. I don't know. Throw your area code on it and call up. Ask for Jules Holland. There you go. Squeeze. Great band. Fun band. Doesn't get any real due. Probably will never get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame because that's a complete sham. There I go again on that crap. But whatever. Squeeze. Give them a listen. Good stuff. Peace. Have a wonderful day.